Every human being looks for a place of refuge, a tent of safety. Every human being, even if you claim to be this macho guy, okay, I don't need anybody. But deep within, if you're honest, you are looking for security in a relationship of perfect love. As God looks down upon us, everything He designs, everything He allows in our lives is designed to help us find that place. Did you hear me? Everything. As He watches over all of us, He is doing everything in His power to bring us to that place where first we find Him, and then after that, deepen our experience of that safe place, His perfect love. If you heard this story, please bear with me. This is a 19th century Scottish preacher named George Matheson. He was born with poor vision, and his eyesight continued to deteriorate until by the age of 18, he was almost totally blind. He was engaged to be married until his fiancée learned that he was going blind and that there was nothing the doctors could do about it. And then she wrote to him and said, "I'm sorry, I can't go through life married to a blind man." George Matheson's consolation was he had loving sisters, one of whom cared for him through the years, helped him in his ministry. He was a pastor. She helped him with his pastoral duties, even helped him prepare his messages because obviously he couldn't read. She would read for him, read out to him. But the day finally came. By this time, George Matheson was 40 years old, and his sister, who had taken care of him, had to get married. And that occasion became a fresh reminder to him of his own heartbreak, that he would not have a companion any longer. The evening of his sister's marriage, the rest of the family was staying overnight elsewhere. Matheson found himself alone. As he sat alone there in the darkness of his blindness, his heart cried out to God. And through his pain, as his heart ached, words welled up in his mind, words of comfort. He later said, "I felt as though this was dictated to me by a voice rather than my own words." He wrote the lines down quickly. In fact, he says the entire poem was complete in 5 minutes. And the words that he wrote through his pain became one of the greatest sonnets of God's love that we sing sometimes. And here are the lines, and I'm not quoting the whole song, just a few lines. "Oh, love that will not let me go. I rest my weary soul in thee. I give thee back the life I owe, that in thine ocean depths its flow may richer, fuller be." Last verse says, "O cross that lifteth up my head, I dare not ask to fly from thee. I lay in dust, life's glory dead. And from the ground there blossoms red, life that shall endless be." In that moment of painful, dark loneliness, George Matheson discovered what every human being needs to discover. There is a love that is unchanging, a love that will not let you go, a love that is everlasting, never changing. There is nowhere you can go, no place in the universe where God's love cannot reach. There's no place, there's no corner of the universe where God's deep love cannot reach. When that person came to God after a dream, and when she saw two sets of footprints, and then at the time when she was going through the greatest trial in her life, she saw only one set of footprints. Remember that story? And when she complained to God, she said, God, why did you leave me? He said, no. Those were the most difficult moments when I carried you. Trials. The ascending spiral. As you read this verse, it takes you higher and higher to the place of impregnability, where you're in a place of intimacy with God. You're in a place where your life is so full, so cushioned in God's love that nothing in life can shake you. Nothing in life can depress you for long. Nothing in life can destroy or weaken your faith. What does he say? Listen to this. So, he says, God, come on, read it with me. God is able to do what we ask. Everyone knows that, right? But he says more than that. He says, God is able to do what we ask or imagine. Is that good? It gets better. God is able to do all we ask or imagine. I think that's good enough. But there's more. God is able to do. God is able to do. God is able to do. Come on, receive it in your spirit. God is able to do more than all we ask or imagine. But there's still the cherry on this icing. I want you to read it together. This is what prayer is all about. God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. English teachers here, what does immeasurable mean? You can't measure. Every unit of measurement fails. He's able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. But listen to that last phrase. According to his power that is at work